Hello, this is another demonstration of crackers, this time savoury crackers, and probably something rather unusual because we're using butternut squash. This is a whole butternut squash cut up into pieces. It was a fairly small one, we haven't gone for the largest size. It's going to have seeds in and a couple of other things, a couple of other flavourings, garlic, and we've chosen marjoram for this, but anything you happen to have would work. It's bound together with flax seeds, which are ground. We've actually used sprouted flax seed for this one, but ground flax seeds will do the job nicely. It's also got sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds. And we're going to reserve a few pumpkin seeds for putting in the mixture whole, so that there's something nice and crispy to crunch on. So let's get going with this, and you can see it really is pretty straightforward, and it is hard to get it wrong, so don't be too concerned about quantities. So as I say, that was a small butternut squash. So that goes in, put it out of the way, and we're going to use all of these sunflower seeds. That was approximately a cup of sunflower seeds pre-soaked overnight. That makes them much more digestible, and also it makes them really easy to work with. So in there you go. I'm going to put just over half of the pumpkin seeds in and save some back. Nicely, and we'll add a little bit of marjoram from the garden. Dried herbs will work fine, of course, and the same is true really for garlic. This is a whole clove, but if you have powdered garlic, that would work too. So I'm going to add a little bit of water. I've got plenty of water ready here because this is an unknown quantity and something we can't prescribe. We've got a very high speed blender here, so we're able to do quite a lot with it, which means we don't need so much water. However, if you do need a lot of water, it's still fine because you just use more flaxseed. So it will still work. You just adjust the quantities according to the texture that you want. And you want it to be something that you can easily spread onto a dehydrator tray that doesn't fall apart, but it's not so sticky that it's not workable. So we'll see if we can show you how that works. So a little bit of water to start us off, see how it goes, and we'll get back to you on the results. Right, that's probably going to work well as long as I use this, and if I need some more water I'll put it in. So, this blender comes with a tamper which we can push things down with. If you're using a less powerful blender, it will just need more water, maybe a bit of stopping and scraping it down from the sides. That's already going quite well, and I'm going to add a little bit more water so that the flaxseed's got something to work with. So we'll just add a little bit more in. Back to it. Still going to make it a little bit more flexible. A bit more water. This should do it. This needs just a little bit more time, and it doesn't make sense to put all of this in the video. So we'll finish this off and come back to you when we've got as far as the bowl stage. So we've emptied the jug, and that's the kind of mixture we've got at the moment. It's neither too wet nor too dry. Keep the water handy though, because the flaxseed may change things. So I'm going to put all the seeds in now. So there. The rest of the pumpkin seeds, very, very rich in zinc, these seeds, going in whole. And follow that up with something that's omega-3 rich, very rich in fact for a seed, the best of all. Obviously, perhaps obviously, if you want to maintain the really vibrant yellow colour of the butternut squash, you may find the golden flax seeds do a more aesthetic job, but we don't mind. We just like the taste of these. They're really crunchy, tasty, and easy to use as a savoury cracker, and to some extent even with sweet things on. So they work both ways. So we get this stirred in and let it soak up some of the fluid, both of the water and of the squash. So that's a reasonably decent mixture that probably is just about right. I don't think I'm going to need any more water here. And what we'll do now is we'll just let that sit a couple of minutes so that it can start to properly soak up the fluid in it. Again, that was about probably just over a cup, and you're likely to need a bit more flaxseed than any of the other seeds. So we'll let that sit, and then we'll come back and show you the bit that goes with the dehydrator. Okay?
So hello again. So it's now my turn. As you may have noticed, Annette's she absolutely loves blending. I think all of the videos we've done so far, she's the blender girl, as I call her. So I get the job of spreading. She's laughing at me here. I get the job of spreading this, and which I enjoy anyway, because ultimately we're a team and we both help each other out. Sometimes one of us is behind the scenes, but it's like the equivalent of seeing a swan or a duck going across the water. There's always something happening furiously where you can't see it. So here we are. So this is probably, I'm going to split this into two. And then we have two different trays of crackers so that it enables us to just have plenty of space. So what we're going to do is we're going to also put this in the dehydrator. And what we tend to do is we usually choose to dehydrate this at a temperature of around about 115 degrees Fahrenheit, which equates to roughly 46 degrees centigrade. And we'll end up dehydrating it probably for about 18 to 24 hours. That's usually about right. And we also flip in between so that both sides dehydrate equally well. So I'm going to spread this now. I won't turn the dehydrator on at the moment just because it'll make a little bit of noise in the background. And for the purpose of the video, I don't really want to do that. So I'm just spreading this very kind of trying to spread it evenly in a square across the dehydrating tray. It's actually got a really nice consistency. It's kind of like pasty. It's not kind of granular. It's not breaking up. It's actually spreading just like a kind of dough, a coarse dough, which is exactly what we want from this. You can do it as thick or as thin as you like, but the problem is if you do it more thickly, it's going to end up having to be dehydrated for quite a long time. And whilst you might actually have the outside crispy, it will then inside be more doughy, and that's okay if you like a more bready type of cracker. But in terms of texture, we prefer it when it's a little bit more crispy and crunchy, and therefore the thinner you do it, the better, because it will dehydrate more evenly and it won't take as long either. You can test it along the way as well, and there's no wrong way to do this. It's just kind of, you'll find what you prefer as you get more practiced in doing this. And believe me, it's not something that is necessarily going to be exactly right the first time. And we've done this quite often now, and we've kind of like got to the point where we more or less know what to expect. But when it does go wrong, the good thing is it's still always edible and enjoyable. So it's just about preferences, really. The thing about dehydrating as well is that it's important that if you are going to want to keep it for a longer period of time and just store it in a cupboard, it really does have to be fully dehydrated. Otherwise, mould and bacteria will obviously grow. So if it is still slightly moist inside, then you really would need to keep it in a refrigerator and eat it within probably 3 to 4 days. So that's more or less ready. So I'm going to just put that one in the dehydrator now, and just we'll come back to you when that's finished, just to show you what it looks like. Okay. So hello again. So another day, another shirt. So we've been dehydrating the crackers overnight, as we said yesterday on the last video shot. And this is the finished version. So we've got 2 jars full of crackers, completely crispy. What we've done as well is, after we'd been dehydrating the crackers for about, I would say about 3 hours or so, we took them out of the dehydrator and we scored them so that it enabled us then to break up the crackers more easily when they were finished. So we then peeled them off the sheet and flipped them and did the other side. That was probably, after that we dehydrated for about another 12 hours. So overall about 16 hours I would say that these were ready in. So really pleased with the results, and I think Annette's quite pleased as well. I think Annette's just going to
quite
come
like
and try one.
Is there another little child piece?
Yeah.
When we cut them, we cut some nice big squares like that, but then around the edges, to tidy the edges up, these are the bits that go curly. We make some trial pieces, so we've got something to test in the morning, and that's exactly what we're going to do now.
I'll leave you to it, Annette.
That's nice.